So, welcome back to part 2 of our holiday in Fuerteventura, where we're staying in 3 Airbnbs over a period of 3 weeks. And the trip today takes us from Corralejo down through Puerto del Rosario past the airport. And continuing on the FV2, straight down towards Jandia and Morro Jable. As we continue going down on the right, you can see the entrance for the Oasis Wildlife Park, and it's amazing just how green the island is here. Just before we hit the desert highway. So just before we got into Morro Jable, we decided to pull over and have something to eat at a little restaurant called Bar Olimpus, which has got an absolutely fantastic view. Bit of a strange theme, isn't it? When it was built, it was probably really good, this. But it looks like it's a bit run down now. It's not being maintained very well. There's tiles missing and the floor's all broken up and everything, which is a bit of a shame. So the big meal, that chicken skewers, sautéed peppers and onions, and some chips. What did you get? What was that?
Pasta Diablo.
Pasta Diablo. Apparently it burns twice, once going in. What was the difference between flies and mozzies again?
Flies are like business.
Yeah, a mozzie go up. I think in its day it would have been really grand. This place would have been really good. Had loads of promise. But looking at it now, it's just a bit of a mess, really, to be honest. Run down. A real shame. Well, we finally arrived at our Airbnb accommodation in Morro Jable, and these are some of the pictures from the Airbnb website that the host had posted. So after a bit of a mission to get into the flat, we're finally here, and this is the view from the balcony. Beautiful view. An absolute nightmare to park here though. I'd recommend anyone going to stay in Jandia not to stay anywhere near where we are, because it's just impossible to find a parking space. We drove around for about an hour looking for somewhere, and then as we were coming up looking for this place to locate it, we found, just by pure coincidence, like pure luck, a parking space there, right there. That's us. Not the motorhome, the little car next to it. So, yeah, we were lucky there. That's a great view. So once we got over the stress of driving around for an hour and a half or so, looking for a parking space, once we dropped all the gear off at the flat, we headed out down to Punta de Jandia, which is the lighthouse at Faro. You can see just how remote this place is. It's well worth a visit, and again, be ready for the drive down there. It's over some rough roads, but definitely well worth a visit. Stunning place to go and visit, especially if you go down there at sunset. The views are just breathtaking. And that little piece there is the narrowest point on Fuerteventura. You can literally walk from one side of Fuerteventura to the other in about 60 seconds. I'm trying to do a selfie with the sun behind her. Got another 10 minutes, I think, that I'll probably start setting properly. And a little note to self, when you go to places like this, make sure you take mosquito repellent. Here's why. Getting plagued by little black flies. Jen's eating them. Well, that was enough travelling for us for one day, so we decided to head back up to Morro Jable and have something to eat. And we found this nice little Italian restaurant called Taberuga, which is above the main shopping centre on the main strip. Beautiful food, definitely recommend it. So 7:15, and you can see in the distance there the sun's just starting to come up, the sky's nice and red. But this is the trip out to Cofete. Well, it should be light enough to navigate the roads safely enough to get down to Cofete, but this is probably one of the worst drives you'll ever do on the island. I'm going to try and film as much as I can, so you can see what the experience is like. So there we go. The sun's just starting to come up in the distance. So this is about the average speed is about 20 kilometers an hour, 23 kilometers an hour going down these roads. It's all off-road with a little bit of compacted concrete here and there, but mostly just compacted dirt and rubble. And the roads are barely narrow enough to get two normal sized cars down. The corners are a little bit wider, but it's a tough drive even in the daylight. We came back in the dark last night after going back from the Lighthouse. But some of the corners go around like this one, just full of gravel. When you touch your brakes, you're just going to skid. So the sun's just coming up over Jandia now. But there's a right turn a little bit further down here which takes us up over the top of that mountain and down the other side. That's the one that everyone talks about. I mean, these are bad enough, these roads. Just got to take it nice and easy. Make sure you're steering and your cornering is spot on. It's easy to catch the front of your bumper. That pass there is only narrow enough for one vehicle. If you haven't sussed out what's coming the other way and you both meet head on the top of it, then not a good result. Like a corner like this, I don't know what's around it, so you just give a beep on the horn just to let someone know that you're approaching if there's anyone there coming from the other direction. There's no chance of seeing what was on that road there because it bends to the right and then it disappears into the distance. So we just turn right off the main road, and this is the road up to Cofete. So it's a steep incline, this one. As you can see, we're going to be going over the top of that mountain. But there's no room for errors on these roads. Even on the right hand side you've got to drop off. You can't really see what's coming around the next bend here either, because you're going up a hill. And if you're on the opposite direction, you've got to move out the way. You've got nowhere to go. just hoping that I'm hoping the gimbal isn't shaking around like we are getting rattled around here in this car. So we've reached the top. It actually does go a little bit higher up there, but obviously there's no roads. It's just after sunrise. This is what it's all about. So this is the point at which you cross over the top of the mountain to drive down to the beach at Cofete. So on our way back to Morro Jable, I decided to stop and capture some aerial footage of some of the stunning views across the tops of the mountains which I'd missed earlier. And that's the windy road that takes you right the way through to the Faro, Punta de Jandia Lighthouse. Some crazy cyclist. Don't know where he came from, don't know where he was going, but he was definitely up for it. On our way back, we decided to call into the port at Morro Jable and have a look at the marine life, which is one of the things it's known for. So not having a dive kit, I just put a bit of rope around me Insta360 Ace Pro camera, attached it to the dive case and dropped it into the water. Not the best, but you can see the amount of marine life that there is swimming around in there. There's actually huge stingrays in there. You might just catch a glimpse of one or two of them, but it's a fabulous place to go and visit. Well, being relieved of getting my camera back in one piece, we decided to head up to Playa de Sotovento. Sotovento is still located on the Jandia Peninsula in the south of the island, very close to Pajara, and it's just slightly under 10 kilometers in length. It's made up of really fine golden sand, and the sand dunes around Sotovento are so massive that they basically look like the Sahara Desert. It's an absolutely stunning place to go and visit, famous for its windsurfing and kite surfing, as well as the crystal clear waters that surround it. And something that you might not know, Sotovento is actually made up of 5 beaches at La Barca, Risco del Paso, Mirador, Los Canarios and Malnombre are the 5 beaches that make up Sotovento. So moving on from Sotovento, we decided to call in at the little town of Costa Calma to grab some lunch. We found a load of dead scooters. Scooter graveyard in Costa Calma. Not really sure what to make of Costa Calma actually. Place was very small, really quiet. The crunch bar was good, nice food in there, but we didn't stay very long, and before we knew it we were back out onto the FV605, heading west to the other side of the island again.
Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol.
FV605.
Missed the turn up.
Continue on FV605 for 1 kilometre.
Well, unfortunately, I can't blame my poor navigational skills on the roads in Fuerteventura, because if they got one thing right over there, it was how they build the roads. They cut through the mountains like a knife. Just look at that. The path that leads up to the viewpoint at Astronomica Sicasumbre. This is one of the places that people go overnight to look at the stars. You can see it's like right up in the mountains. Some fantastic views. Mirador Sicasumbre. It's a bit of a hike. Just as we're walking up, the sun comes out. Perfect timing. As you can see, this is just the start of it. It goes right up to the top there.
Baby, ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor.
That's what we were before on the drone.
Dame tu amor,
Oh,
dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor.
Same with the crazy goats. I did not know there was 3 crazy goats.
Quiero, baby. Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente?
So we just come down from the top, and there wasn't much to see, to be fair. Only kidding. This is the last push. Quite steep when you get near the top as well. So this is at the top. This is the sheet metal work that contours the peaks.
Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero.
So Mirador Astronomico di Sicasumbre is known as the astronomical for a good reason, because it attracts astronomers from all over the world. And as you can see here, the circular stone building with an entrance door is actually an outdoor astronomical observatory. And at almost 1,000 feet above sea level, you can imagine just how windy it can get up there. So the stone building is a perfect little place to sit and look at the stars and shelter from the wind. So the final clip is explaining the historical significance of Betancuria and how it once was the capital of Fuerteventura up until 1834. And because the basal complex was formed over millions of years under the sea before the Canary Islands were formed through volcanic activity, then it's not unusual to find fossils in the landscape. So at the end of a full day's travelling, and just before the sun went down, we started heading back to Corralejo, driving through the beautiful little town of Pajara, hope I pronounced that right, just in time to hit Rock Cafe and finish the night off.
I want you back here. I want you back here. I want you back free from your liar side. Satisfied on me, yeah. I want you back, back. Everybody please Lighthouse. I want to see our old people clapping hands. Oh yeah. Lo limpio, ahora soy Jaspino. Everybody please, one more big applause, come on!